Purdue will follow up their Minnesota victory with another Mackey Arena game against Marquette. Shaka Smart coming to town. When the schedule came out this season, this was an exciting game on paper that has lost a lot of luster. Just being as real as we can be about this, Marquette is very bad, much worse than expected. They opened the season 47th on Ken Palm. That, even as it was, had them projected to be a bubble team before they even played a game. And since the season has opened, they are 5-5 on the year. They do not have a victory over a team inside the top 190 teams on KenPom. They're 0-5 against top 100 opponents. Their best win is an overtime home victory against Valparaiso.
Hmm.
This team lost to Indiana by 23, Maryland and Buzz Williams by 7. Pharrell Payne barely played that game. They lost to Dayton, Oklahoma, and a 20-point loss to Wisconsin at the Kohl Center a week ago. Just point blank, if you haven't watched Marquette and you're just looking at the logo and the name and you think this is going to be an interesting game, it should not be. This is one of the worst teams Purdue will play for the rest of the season. And it's a team that might put Shaka Smart's job in jeopardy, given some of the roster building decisions he's made. For any Purdue fans that haven't watched Marquette, can you give them the TLDR summary here?
Mm, PU. Just not the things that you come to love about Marquette and Shaka Smart teams. They have taken, honestly, in Marquette terms, a really massive step back defensively. And then offensively, they just don't really have the horses to impact on that end as well. The roster is just kind of lacking a little bit in this spot. And you look at where Marquette is on Ken Palm, and I don't, I'm not good at the historical portion of this. I don't know if they've ever been 93rd on Ken Palm in Shaka's time there. That's an insane stat, even at this point of the year. But they have earned it because they have been just a really bad basketball team. They cannot score. They also can't defend. They don't have necessarily, they try to lean on Chase Ross, who's a really good player, but he can't shoot. Nigel James also can't shoot. Royce Parham, a stretch four, can't shoot. They just have a bunch of guys that can't shoot. So like if I'm Purdue, I'm playing all the hits in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm please let it fly.
Mm-hmm.
I beg of you to let it fly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna grab your clanks so they don't come off the rim and hurt me, and we're gonna run and have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I need 90.
Yeah, I want this to be a feel-good Purdue offense game. I think it should be. I think Marquette has let games get away from them. They gave up 96 to Wisconsin, gave up 100 to Indiana, gave up 89 to a Maryland team that can't score at all. Marquette likes to play fast. I've been begging for tempo from Purdue. This would be a great game to just play fast because Marquette loves to play fast, and there's nothing they can do about it. More possessions is better for Purdue in this game anyway. You typically think of a Shaka Smart defense, you think toughness and physicality and forcing turnovers. The only thing this team does well is force turnovers. They're 49th defensively in the country in turnover percentage forced. So I guess there is a world like Braden gets sloppy and he's throwing no look passes, and maybe Purdue, I don't know, kind of doesn't take this overly seriously. But as long as Purdue plays anywhere close to the caliber they're capable of, even if they turn it over a little bit, this should be a rout. And I think the other thing that I'd put on the scout in terms of like what could go wrong, do you think Matt Painter's a Shaka guy?
I feel like they have some of the same principles.
Those guys strike me as two guys that would have a lot of respect for each other from the quote unquote old guard of college basketball that preceded the NIL transfer portal era, that believe in doing it the right way with integrity. The difference is Shaka Smart has taken like a full objective stand to all of this.
He's taking a gap year, it feels like.
Shaka Smart has not brought in a transfer in 3 seasons. He's defiantly said, I'm not doing that.
Yep. And now that the players that he had before have graduated, I believe they called them the Guardians. It was like Joplin, it was Cam Jones, and I'm forgetting the other player that graduated with them. But anyways, like those guys are gone.
Right. Yeah. It's just their roster's just gotten weaker and weaker. and he's refused to use resources that every other coach in the country, even Matt Painter, is using. That is one thing I'm going to say, though. Like, I mean, I don't know. We're getting ahead of ourselves. I do wonder in a world Purdue plays their A-plus game here, Marquette's terrible. You're up 40. I don't think Matt Painter's going to pour it on. And I know it sounds crazy, but like they're going to be up 40 and Matt Painter's going to pour it on. I think Matt Painter is probably going to end up at the podium giving a bunch of love to Shaka and like defending who he is as a person. And like I respect him so much and the way he's doing things. It's like, coaches kind of go to war for failing coaches.
Yeah.
We heard Brad Underwood say that about Jake Diebler at the podium earlier this week. So I keep an eye on that. This might be a game we see like a lot of Benter, a lot of Jakari, a lot of rest for the stars, unless Marquette finds a way to somehow make this interesting.
How do they make it interesting?
I don't know. It's got to start with a great Chase Ross game, right?
I feel comfortable with CJ on Chase.
I'm gonna say it's in terms of nightmare matchups for Purdue. We've talked about like big guard wing scorers. Chase Ross is essentially someone CJ matches up amazing with.
Yeah. What about your favorite player? Maybe do we get like a Ben Gold drag people out legacy game?
My guy Benny G the G,
Yeah.
100 goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember Will Berg?
Yeah.
This is gonna give everybody PTSD.
Stop it. Will Burr could never do what Ben Gold did.
This
That's
is gonna give this is if
that
Wilberg had stayed until his fifth year at Purdue. That's what this is.
that is so disrespectful.
It's not. It's the same thing.
Ben Gold is averaging 10 and 7.
Yeah. Yes. Ben Gold is averaging 10 and 7, and that's why this team is what it is.
Okay, listen, I'm all for the Ben Gold slander, but I stop it at
Carter, Andrew. Come on, man.
whoa, full government's
Yeah.
crazy.
I bet well, you're trying to say Will Berg isn't Ben Gold. It's got me laughing.
Sorry, I'm looking at Will Burr's numbers this year.
I think it's probably 10 and 7.
7 and 7.
Yeah, identical.
Fuck.
Marquette just needs more from Benny G. The G. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what you do with it. I'd like to see TKR get going against a Marquette defense that I think is very weak inside.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that this I don't mean to make light of this and make more jokes about Marquette, but I think they're very susceptible to everything offensive, like on the defensive end. So like, for a team that we were like, we want to see run more, we want to see more touches for TKR. Perfect game to do so.
If you're
Absolutely perfect.
if you're Matt Painter, if you're Purdue, what are the top three things you want from your offense in this game, working down in terms of priority? One,
Hand
two,
health.
huh?
I want all hands to remain healthy.
Okay, hand health, number one. Then number two.
I want both Fletch and TKR to get going.
Okay.
I want both to have damn near 20.
A great Fletch game to kind of stop the Fletch December noise would be good.
Yeah. And then last, probably a really a classic TKR game. I'm talking about like first number I'm looking at is how many shot attempts does TKR have?
That'd be good.
He needs at least 16.
Yeah, I think I agree with your priorities. I think those are my exact three. Can I get greedy and add one more?
Yeah.
A dialed in Omer game. Just like a traditional, hey coach, I can do it. I can follow instruction game.
Mhm. Earn the trust.
Zero turnovers, zero defensive mistakes. Don't even care if he scores or takes a shot attempt. But in the post game, Matt Painter's being like, I loved Omer today.
Omer was our MVP today. And you're not gonna be able to tell in the stat book. And I mean, before I even get to Omer being the MVP, let me tell you something about this. Let me tell you something about Shaka Smart. That's a good man.
Right. I
Shaka Smart. That is a good man and a great coach.
think that's
Okay.
that's
But Omer, MVP.
exactly where this is headed. Ken Palm has Purdue
He's
by
a
eight.
good man, Savannah.
Ken Palm has Purdue by 18 points.
Like in the first half?
85 to 67 is the projection. They beat Minnesota 85 to 57, by the way. So basically, Marquette's 10 points better than Minnesota on paper. That feels wrong to me, by the way. I think Marquette is as bad as Minnesota.
Game's at Mackey, right?
This game is at Mackey, correct?
Good deal.
What's your projection?
I got Purdue 107, Marquette 68.
If it gets to 107, that would mean fast game, which would have me a happy, happy boy. Me want to be happy, happy boy.
Okay.
I think it's going to be slow again, though. I think it's going to be
Damn.
82 to 57.
So what's our drinking game with this game?
Every Braden assist. That'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
Honestly, that's we should go through the entire Saturday slate and make a list of every time slot. What's our drinking game?
Can't wait. Our wives will love that.
They will not be happy with us.